I always say, if you're not giving me an A, give me an F. You giving me the worst grade in the world, worse than an F, is a D. Because with the D, even though we love the D over here, you know what you D I'm talking about. But with the D, oh, my coffee looks so good.
It does. That don't even look like coffee. That's not even
The way the whipped cream is running down the side of the
coffee.
coffee,
That is over.
the white stuff is run down the side of my face from time to time.
That looks really good. That coffee looks good.
That's my coffee.
If I drink coffee, I would drink that. That looks like coffee.
Y'all hire clowns as if you were running a circus. So you get a circus and you hire clowns. Anyway, moving on.
Take it from the people who play cards with him. He be cheating.
No, I only cheat on Uno. Only Uno. Only Uno.
Uno, Tuno, Luno, he is a cheater.
Everything.
If you cheat
See,
at
they said
Uno,
you
you
probably
automatically know
look.
you
He
cheating
said
at
you
all
probably
the
do
games.
cheat. He do.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I'm out of here. Bye.
Only fan, so that you can look at the longer videos. And you can go in the comforts of your own little room at the boarding house. Bring it home. Grab your little Alvaline and smoke it out. Play it as long as you want it. Play it over and over and over. The long videos of a long P. Please, you have an infatuation with long P. I am certain that at this point, you want him to shove his long P somewhere inside of your body. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Uh,
Of the devil, and the devil you will here.
Here he go. Here he go.
Y'all want to make me the oldest one on here?
You did not send me a text, a link.
I did.
I
But
do
you're
have to
on the
say,
flyer.
you were in the group chat on Instagram, whatever Instagram that was.
Wait, what? Kenny? Love you down. I don't have no problem with Kenny. I like Kenny. But Kenny, girl. Kenny, girl. Kenny, girl. Kenny, girl, we did not think he was nobody straight. No, I didn't think he was nobody's top. At best, verse. Yeah, I stretch. Maybe if I stretch, I might give you verse top. I'll stretch to give you verse top. But you do know that we had already deduced that you like to have spoons dipped into your sugar bowl, right? You had already. I mean, I don't think there's anybody, even DeAndre, who professes that he's the top, and Archie, who professes that he's the top. They profess that he's straight tops. You ain't gonna get me to believe that they ain't had a spoon dipped into their sugar bowl every now and then. The least about JG.
Good question.
Yeah, no, that's a
I
tough
tried
one.
to do the best I did.
Well, definitely what I like the most about David is
Y'all girls need to understand. Girl, you had bust down. Girl, y'all had a one night stand. Y'all got drunk one day. Y'all had a one night stand. It was good that night because you was drunk. If you was sober, you gonna be like, girl, this wasn't even that good. But girl, you was drunk as fuck or coked out or a combination of the two of it. Whatever the fuck y'all do down there to the LA. Y'all had a good bust down. It was what it was. You should have kept it moving. Okay, we're here. Hello, hello, hello. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. Isn't that what they used to say back in the day? We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. Back in the days of gay liberation and stuff. Trying to get myself situated. So y'all, listen. I know I'm a few minutes late. We'll be all right. I listen. I had a lot going on last night, and then so I didn't get to do no production last night. So I had to literally wake up like 6:30 this morning and start on production for today's episode. And even with me waking up at 6:30 this morning, you see I started a few minutes late. Nevertheless, we are here. Chicken, get your chicken here. We are here um for another edition of Silly Saturday, our flagship programming, our premiere show, actually on a Saturday. Can you believe it? A silly Saturday on a Saturday. God be with us. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Let me test the coffee out first because y'all know this is our oldest this is the oldest show that we have on this platform. Silly Saturday is our oldest show that we have, and we are proud of Silly Saturday. It's a labor of love, but we put in a lot of labor and a lot of time for Silly Saturday. Let me test the coffee because one thing that has been a part of Saturday from the first Silly Saturday, even before it was called Silly Saturday, all the way till now, is the coffee. Let's check the coffee and make sure it's good. Okay. Coffee is extra good. Extra good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good coffee. Mm. Oh, yeah. That's good coffee. We have all of our segments in place. We have our Black History segment. We have a great song for our gospel feature. We have a great year for this day of music. I think we have a pretty good year for the hip hop, rap and hip hop list as well. Some good and funny video breakdowns. Of course, we will be tackling the fact that we are at war. That we will tackle during our Sugar Spike segment, and certainly the ABCs will do what the ABCs do. So let's buckle up, Buttercup, fasten your safety belts. Let's get in, get ready, hit the like button, y'all. Share the video out. Let the people know that it is Silly Saturday, actually on a Saturday, and we are ready to give you the greatest show on earth. The greatest show on earth. All right, let me say hey to y'all and then we'll go ahead and get started. Y'all know this is a long ride, and the 1,000-mile journey starts with the first step. So we got to get the first step out the way. Hey, DPG, what's going on, my love? Tracy W is in the building. Cams, good morning, sir. How the hell are you? Hey, Catherine Powell, what's going on? Drinks with D. How's it going over in Nebraska? Y'all all right over there? Demetria, how are you today? Wonderful. You know we wasn't gonna start without you, Demetria. You know that, right? You do realize that, right? Antonia, thank you for all of the great information you've been providing for the field trip, Antonia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Jay Parrish, what's going on? Tamara, I can always expect you to be on time. Tamara, I can always expect for one of my prized pupils, Tamara, to be here and be here on time on the front row. Hmm. It is. It's Silly Saturday. Hey, MVN, it's good to see you, my love. You headed to church. All right. You'll catch the replay. Well, all right. Please say a prayer for all us. We all need it. We all need prayer. Okay. Cha. Love. You still you still feeling a mess. Catherine, I watched as I was doing production this morning, getting everything together. I had Jay Wilson playing in the background because he was on early this morning. So I said, let me go over there and listen to Jay Wilson and see what's going on. So he gave me a little bit, of what's going on with some of the people over there, Brianna, and congratulations to her. I think she is graduating from college. So congratulations to her, and Castro and Rico and Stomp Clown and all of those people. I was listening while I was, it was playing in the background. And I heard certain things while I was doing production this morning. So it gave me a little something, something. They even mentioned your name, Catherine. Catherine, they had your name wrapped up in there this morning when I was listening. Hmm. Child, it ain't gonna last long. They snatch his shit every time. Child, Catherine, send me the link. Let me see what this new channel about. Just send me the link, Catherine. Send it to my Instagram or my email or something, Catherine. Okay, appreciate it. So let's get this party started. Go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know y'all ready to get this party started. We certainly thank you, Antonia. We certainly thank you. Let me go ahead and take another swig of this coffee. While y'all putting the Shondo in the chat to let me know y'all get ready to get started. Yes, we are. The field trip is on. The field trip, we unsheathed that yesterday. Go see yesterday's live to get more details and updates on the field trip, August 7th through the 10th. Please, one, come all. We gonna be there. If you're not there, you're gonna wish you were there, and people will tell you the stories. If you ain't there, you'll wish you were. I'm just telling you what I know. Mm. Oh, oh, mm. That hit me right in the shana now. Thank you, DPG. Yes, please hit the like button. All right, y'all. We ready. We are ready. We are prepared. Welcome to Silly Saturday. It's time for my favorite segment, the very first segment of Silly Saturday. My favorite segment, the hashtag ABCs. And for those people new here, we know that the hashtag ABC segment is for things and headlines that we saw and we knew we didn't want no parts of it. We couldn't. We don't want no parts of it. We didn't want nothing to do with it. We couldn't do it. We don't. We don't have the bandwidth. We don't have the strength. We don't have the energy. We don't have the fortitude to unpack whatever is going on. Don't. And so, yeah, it goes in the hashtag ABCs because we just can't. And sometimes we just say, "Go with God." Um, Here's our first hash. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to uh, 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 play our appropriate hashtag ABCs music.
ABC. A bitch can't. A bitch can't get a hit. A bitch can't get on the charts. A bitch can't get a Grammy. A bitch just can't.
A bitch just came. A bitch came. Mm-mm. Here's our first one. Nene Leakes goes public with new man as his past rape allegations and jail time return. This is y'all girl. Y'all listen. I don't know what it is about a man. I guess it's good dick. I guess it's that Y chromosome that he has. But it ain't even just in the hetero community. Even in the Rainbow Coalition compound, y'all just get gung ho, be head over heels on some of the worst specimen of men this side of heaven. Like, I just don't be understanding y'all. I be like, child, I just cannot, honey. Y'all got it. I'm not gonna listen. I promise you, Nene, you ain't got to worry about us fighting you over him. I promise you. You do not have to worry about nobody fighting you over him. We won't. I promise you, we won't. At least I won't. Child, he ain't even that cute. Child, I cannot. I give her to y'all. This is y'all girl. This y'all girl. Y'all. Cause hey, Quintessential, what's going on, my love? Teacher Danielle Weaver, who called adult men creepy, arrested for relations with student. I tell y'all, every time we get to the hashtag ABCs, I take up at least about half of my coffee because I just cannot. Hey, L, Sid, I'm glad you here today, L. Sid. You know I'll be glad when I see your face in the place. I don't have time. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't have time to unpack this. I don't have the strength. I don't have the energy to unpack this. Ma'am, go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
Oh, Jesus God. Cheryl Salt James says Satanists control the music industry, government, and big pharma. Jesus God. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't have this type of energy. Jesus God, I don't have it to do because, of course, I expect you, Cheryl Salt James, to know all of the people who control the music industry, all of the people who control government, and all of the people who control big pharma. I mean, why stop there? You know, sports teams don't want no parts of that. The NFL and NBA, they don't want no parts of that. I mean, where do we draw the line? I mean, some of y'all people who find religion, hey, Janae, what's going on? Who were goddamn heathens? Y'all go and find religions, and y'all just go batshit fucking crazy. Like y'all start to make some irrational choices, start to say some of the most irrational things. I don't have this type of time to break this down for you, Cheryl. Like you become so spiritually sound that you become no earthly good. Like, girl, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. I don't have I don't have time. I don't. I don't. I don't. So the Satanists control those industries. They don't have nothing to do with. I mean, where do we draw the line? What about banking? What about Wall Street with stocks and bonds? I mean, where do we draw the line? Girl, I can't. I don't have this type of time. I don't have this type of time. Apparently, she been in the church. She need to step out the church every now and again. Go take a walk down the block. Go touch the grass outside or something, ma'am. Girl, I cannot. After you done allegedly got your box beat in, your back cracked all during the late 80s and 90s, and now all of a sudden you done found religion, and now you want to preach to us who is and is not Satanist and everything. Girl, I cannot. I can't. Ma'am, go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
Tampa International Airport announces pajama crackdown, gets dragged, then reverses course. You cannot legislate and dictate what people wear at the damn airport. If they want to wear pajamas, let people wear their fucking pajamas. At least they're covered. It'd be one thing if the people was coming there scantily clad, like they was coming fresh out the script club or something, thongs up the crack of their ass. But if you got on pajamas, you're usually pretty covered up. Why the fuck do you give a damn? And where do you draw the line? Because some pajamas, may just look like a hoodie and some sweatpants. Like, where do you draw the line? Girl, kiss my ass, Tampa International. Y'all ain't even that big of an airport to be making these demands. Y'all don't even have fucking clear. Y'all don't even have fucking clear at the Tampa International Airport. So an airport, a bitch ain't even got a clear kiosk down to the airport. Can't tell me a fuck thing about what to do and not do down to the motherfucking airport. I know because I've been through Tampa International Airport more times than I'd like to admit. I don't have a problem with people wearing pajamas. It's clothing. What is the I don't have time. I don't have time. We don't have time. Tampa International Airport. Go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
It's time to go inside the dossier. It's time to do this swan dive into the dossier. What, might I ask, does the dossier have in store for us today? Well, let's see. Um, well, let's look at this. I don't know if y'all can see it, but looking at it, I don't know if y'all can see it on y'all screen, but if you look closely at the dude over here, he's sweating underneath that white shirt. Like you could see the white shirt sticking to his skin with the sweat. Like you could tell he never probably dressed. This probably the third or fourth time in his life he done wore a suit and tie. Just a mess. I should tell you he's already been fired from his new job. He had got a new job. He had been fired. Let's delve into this, shall we? A disturbing sequence of events has unfolded involving former University of Michigan football staffers, centered on allegations of sexual assault, harassment, and institutional failures. The timeline begins in late 2024 and uh, 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 um, extends to the recent firing of Latroy Lewis, which just happened yesterday. He just got fired. The one on the far right, he just got fired by the Atlanta Falcons yesterday. Latroy Lewis, then a Michigan assistant coach, met a woman named referred to as Jane in a recent report. Um, He met her on a dating app in late 2024. Their interactions reportedly began consensually, but quickly escalated into what appeared to be Lewis's preference for degrading behavior, including verbal humiliation and threats framed as part of a kink dynamic. This allegedly crossed into non consensual territory, culminating in a rape at an Ann Arbor hotel in December of 2024. Following the assault, Latroy Lewis is accused of continued abuse, including physical violence and harassing messages. A second incident occurred in January of 2025 at Jane Doe's apartment, where the disturbance was loud enough for neighbors to call 911. Messages cited in the report include threats like, quote, "I'm going to fuck you up," end of quote, and, quote, "I'd fucking kill you. Don't play with me." End of quote. Portraying a pattern of intimidation and control. There was also an email. Let me put this email up. Hold on. Give me just a second. Here we go. There's also an email uh from him to the Jane Doe, which you can see here. And you can, peruse through here. You need to feel my wrath. I will scare you to tears. You need to know I'm not fucking around with or about you. Like, I've already told you I'm going to fuck, beat, choke, slap, kick, spit on, spit in, piss on, tie up, degrade, humiliate, object. I think that's supposed to be objectify, objective, and bang you like the own cum slut, piggy slave that you are. Dear God. You deserve to be throttled and destroyed. Your mind, and I know what you really want and what you really need. Your mind, and I will always and will always be. If you can't tell, you literally put on the table to be my little fuck piece and still take care of me like you do. And I told you that's not enough. I need to own you, enslave you. The gifts and everything else would not mean the same for me without it. My horny little slut. You wanted to. bowing down, slurping my cum from the moment you swiped. Dear God, this is graphic. I should have put a trigger warning up. I know one of your biggest regrets was not being able to choke on my dick that night. You're my hungry white and always have been. It's magnetic. That's why you need to worship me because you're drawn to me and don't know how not to be even when you don't want to. You should be on your knees at my beckoning call, satisfying me whatever with whatever I need, bringing blank to me, getting me my pro, getting me my pro ASAP, getting my PSVR. You probably forgot. Sucking my dick, massaging and licking my toes after a long hard day, eating my ass and sucking my while I play calm of duty. I need you to learn how to write, sir. I want you not I want you not worried or scared about me pissing on you. I want you bringing me bottles of Essentia and Gatorade, encouraging me to fill up so I can mark my territory good. Then after getting fluids in me, you're constantly begging for it. And that's the norm, not like some here and there thing that we do sometimes. I want you eager to be marked by your God in every way, always. I know the greedy, dumb, horny slut you are. I've tamed you and made you mine. Um, where am I at? When it's time to fuck, I'm going to rip you in and half and leave you in pieces. There will definitely be bruises. Okay. Now let me remind you that this did start off as a kink that she said she was into. Let's continue. Yeah, I apologize. I know that was quite graphic. Hey, Universal Goddess. Listen, hey, Complex 613. I apologize that I didn't say trigger warning here. I apologize. So, in late 2024, shortly after the initial assault, Jane Doe confided in then head coach Sharon Moore, who you see on the far left. Yes, the same Sharon Moore that they say stalked that other staffer and got fired as the head coach. So Jane Doe confided in head coach Sharon Moore about the rape and abuse by LaTroy Lewis, who was an assistant coach. As a mandated reporter under Title IX and university policies, Moore was required to notify authorities but allegedly failed to do so. Instead, he reportedly gave Lewis a raise and later recommended him for a position at the University of Toledo. What began as Jane Doe seeking support from Sharon Moore appeared to evolve into a consensual relationship between them. So Sharon Moore, she reached out to Sharon Moore to report that she was being sexually abused and violated by the assistant head coach. He gives the assistant head coach a raise, recommends him for a new job, and then gets into a relationship with said woman, which he claims was a consensual relationship between them. Court filings and messages suggest an intimate dynamic, with Moore sending graphic texts demanding sexual acts such as, quote, get up, I need to get sucked now. And yes, we have those two. Oh dear God. Here they are. Sharon Moore is in blue. Um, he says, ha ha. Hi, you up? She says, yes, what's up? Just waking up. He says, get up. I have a room. I need to get sucked now. How long? Get up. He puts the drops the pin and then says, always doing this. What's the excuse now? Baby, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I wasn't there. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do. I don't know what's going on over down to the University of Michigan. Oh, there's more. He wasn't done there. Oh no, 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 no. There's more. Sharon Moore then says he tried to call her, I guess. He says, quote, you have a good night. Tried to call, no answer. I really can't keep doing this because it is always something like you don't all me, and then I call back and it is a no answer now. What is going to be the excuse of why you can't answer the phone? Freaking out right now. I want that wet, dirty pussy to be sloppy. I want you to suck me till I pass, I guess, out. I want you to be so wet you can't walk. Y'all got a lot going on, University of Michigan. Now, they're saying that while this was initially framed as harassment in reports, Jane Doe reported um her reported upset reaction to Moore's firing from Michigan on December 2025 indicates elements of mutual involvement and emotional attachment. The firing stemmed from a separate scandal we know that we reported on here involving Sharon Moore's relationship with executive assistant Paige Shriver, and that caused him to get arrested and fired for felony home invasion and stalking. Now she then and this I'm sorry, this is a lot going on. I know we starting off heavy today. So this is the lady texting Sharon Moore right after he got arrested and everything. So she says, "What is going on? What the fuck? Are you okay?" I guess I don't know what 9-3 means, but whatever. There's no way. Like, what the fuck? For a cause though? I don't understand. Are you okay? No, but all well. Stop it. Just please tell me this shit isn't true that they're saying. It's not. She framed me and got me fired. So that's her claiming reaching out to Sharon Moore after he got fired, which demonstrates that she did she ain't had no problem uh uh um that they were in some type of mutual something or other. So then Jane Doe went to the Ann Arbor Police Department just this month, right? A few days ago, filing a report on the 2024 assault and from LaTroy Irvin and petitioning for a personal protective restraining order against LaTroy Irvin, LaTroy Lewis. No charges have been filed against LaTroy Lewis as of yesterday, but the investigation is ongoing. Now, LaTroy Lewis, who had moved to Toledo in 2025, um, I'm sorry, he had moved from Toledo, where he did get that position, to Yukon in January of this year. After taking a position at Yukon, he was hired again by the Atlanta Falcons on February 10th of this month. And he was just at the scouting combine this weekend. You know, the NFL scouting combine is going on in Indianapolis this weekend. Well, this past Thursday, while he was there, reports started to surface about all of the things, the allegations that the lady was making against him. While he was at the combine, this was all going down. Um, LaTroy Lewis declined comment to reporters, but allegedly called Jane Doe directly from his hotel. Stupid ass, prompting her to tell him not to contact her anymore. The Atlanta Falcons found out. They issued a statement acknowledging the allegations. And by early afternoon yesterday, they announced that he had been dismissed from the Atlanta Falcons staff. He had only been employed for 17 days. The lady had all kinds of allegations. She has even more picture. Here's another picture of text messages that she got from him where he said, "You don't even have to bring it up again." Laugh out loud. You don't even you get why I don't like you get why I don't like it, right? You're not just some bitch or pussy anymore. You're my bitch and my pussy, and I plan to keep a tight leash on my bitch because she deserves it. She deserves to have a god who cares about her so much he doesn't want other men to look at her, let alone be in the same room. And then he sends a picture of his erect penis protruding through his pants, as you can see here. Sir, this is a family show and family programming, and we don't like to see nasty ass shit like this. Okay. He then says, quote, thinking about controlling you does something to me. Also, it's Thursday. I've been thinking about canceling Christmas well, I guess that's Christmas. I don't know. Thursday this week since you're getting the clubs, but you haven't yet. So I'm indecisive. What are your thoughts? Yes, God is giving you permission to think. Child, I cannot. Y'all got a lot going on down to Ann Arbor, Michigan. She then has pictures of her bruisings and things like that. Where she says she was physically also physically assaulted um, by LaTroy Lewis. I- hey, Universal God, I don't even think I said hi. Ty, because I've been calling your stinking ass for the last 4 5 days, and you don't answer the fucking phone. You raggedy ass bastard. I can't stand out. Yeah, Bo Schembechler is rolling over in his grave. It's a lot going on, y'all. This is a lot. Hey, Xavier. Ciao. It's a lot going on, y'all. Listen, I know that was a lot, y'all. I had to get through it because I know you needed to have all of that context. You know what I'm saying? And so now he haven't been arrested yet, but we'll see. Ain't no, please don't hurt me. I've been calling you. Oh no, I'm gonna call you when I get off of here. You raggedy. I even texted you, and you were supposed to text me information back. You raggedy ass gutter snipe, right up out the hood. Oh, raggedy bitch. I can't stand here. Uh uh Xavier said he ain't never met a good man named Troy. Well, then there's that. Moving on. In more news, well, let's since we're going out there for the class field trip, let's travel there now. Shall we? Let's go up to the great state of New York. So the man you see right there is New York assistant principal named Bond Ing. Not Bonding, but his first name is Bond. His last name is Ing, Ng. Yes, his first name is Bond. His last name is Ng. So together that is Bonding. hmm Well, anyway, New York was shocked at reported allegations on this man. Now, school administrator and assistant principal Bond Ing had a second job, right? He was living a double life. During the day, he worked in education. At night, he allegedly ran a side hustle that, many people said was basically him pimping. Oh, yes. hmm the alleged services he offered was said to involve a woman based in Los Angeles. The price tag of being able to be with this woman sexually, $2,000 per hour. Right. So they're saying Mr. Ng, who made around $173,000 a year, would pose as a woman with in flirty texts sent to clients. according to text messages obtained by federal human trafficking investigators. One of the texts he sent to a John, which is in the court papers, says, "quote My rate is 2K, love." End of quote. Mr. Ng also told the client to deposit money in a Zelle account bearing his name, according to the complaint. The accused principal turned pimp was released on a $150,000 bond after appearing in Brooklyn federal court this past Tuesday. Prosecutors alleged that he, quote, groomed, end of quote, the woman who had been, quote, inexperienced at prostitution before they met, end of quote. Mr. Ng was according to the according to Assistant U.S. Attorney Daniel Amzalag, Mr. Ng was, quote, more coercive than we originally thought, end of quote. As Mr. Ng sat at the defense table wearing an unassuming Argyle sweater over a white button down shirt, prosecutors believe that he was part of a larger prostitution scheme. Mhm. They said they cited Mr. Ng's extensive travel in recent years to Medellin and Cartagena, Colombia, known as sex trafficking hotbeds. Now I've been to Cartagena. Is there sex trafficking that goes on there? I don't know, but I know you can get a lot of sex for a little bit of money if you need it. That's all I know. Now, the government also has evidence that Mr. Ng had conversations with three different women who worked at unidentified massage parlors. The alleged sexual encounters have been happening as recently as December 29th of this past year. That was when Mr. Ng told a John to ask for a woman in apartment 9C at 2 Jackson Park, a posh glass tower apartment complex in Long Island with views of the Manhattan skyline. Oh, so that's the code word. You walk up in there and you say, "Oh, I need to see a woman in apartment 9C." Apparently, that's where Mr. Ng had a second home or a second apartment and residence, and he was using that apartment so that women could be in that apartment and can get prostituted out by Mr. Ng. Mhm. Listen, I don't know what y'all want from me. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bruh? I don't know. I don't know what y'all want from me. It ain't tricking. Child. Yeah, he going to prison. He tried to put it off, and he seemed very unassuming. You look at the picture and say, "No, it couldn't be him. It was him. Was." Well, Mr. Ng, I hope I mean, enjoy your time in prison, sir. I don't know how much time they're gonna give you, but they're gonna give you some, sir. Moving on. Theodore. Uh, Mr. Huxtable, Cliff Huxtable, finds himself in the news. Uh-huh. So Cliff Huxtable, Bill Cosby's rape accuser, Donna Motzinger, says that he can't be bothered to show up to a court trial in a lawsuit she filed against him. And that's according to TMZ. TMZ said they got legal some of the court proceedings and legal documents where Ms. Motzinger says Bill Cosby will not testify in court, and she claims it's, quote, because he does not care to appear, end of quote. Ms. Motzinger says he won't show his face at the trial either, and the only time the jury will hear from him will be a previously taped deposition. Now, as you may know, she's claiming that he drugged and raped her back in 1972. In this case, she's claiming that he admitted um, Well, she's not claiming, but he actually admitted during a deposition that he obtained a recreational prescription for Quaaludes that he secured from a gynecologist at a poker game. Now, we know he was using it on women and was raping women and stuff like. We already know the history of this man. He already went to jail for it and so forth and everything. Um, but she said that he gave her a pill that she thought was aspirin. She claims she felt off after taking it and says she woke up the next day in her bed with only her underwear on. Anyway, she said, Bill, bring your ass down to the motherfucking courthouse and stop playing with us. Bill only got like 2.5 minutes left on the earth, ma'am. I don't know. I mean, if he won't come out now, ma'am, it stands to reason you may not see him before he checks out of here, ma'am. He only got 2.5 seconds left on the earth. I mean, how old is Bill Cosby? He got to be in his 80s. Let me see. He got to be in his 80s. Let's see. Bill Cosby is 88. He'll be 89 in July. The man is almost 90, okay? He only got 2.5 seconds left on the earth. I mean, yeah, I guess get it while you can, man. But the likelihood of him coming out there, I don't see it. Hell, the man might drop dead on the way to the courthouse. Moving on. Well, some good news for parents. Instagram is saying that it will now alert parents if their teen searches suicide content. Uh-huh. So Meta is rolling out a new safety feature that will notify parents when their teen reportedly searches for suicide or self-harm content on Instagram. Starting next week, parents using Instagram supervision tools in the US, the UK, Australia, and Canada will receive alerts if their child searches for harmful terms within a short period of time. Other countries are expected to follow. The move marks the first time Meta will proactively inform parents about these searches rather than only blocking content and directing teens to outside support. Um, I mean, I guess this is good, but let's be clear. Most teens, their parents don't even know. They have the Instagram account that their parents know about, and then they have the Instagram account that their parents don't know about. And trust me, the one that their parents know about ain't putting nothing with suicide on there. Let's be clear. Teens today are much more technologically savvy than some of their parents. So even if their parents tried to put this stuff on their phones or whatnot, they have already downloaded all types of software that will infiltrate that system. Let's be clear. Oh, it's called Finster. See, there's that. See, Xavier know what I'm talking about. Hey, Terrence, what's good, bro? Baby, I don't know, Terrence, because I don't know the details of what she's suing him for. It may be for something else. I don't know. But she said he won't bring his ass to court. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But I guess we're supposed to applaud this. My question is, why just a few countries? Shouldn't we be trying to prevent teen suicide worldwide? Shouldn't it go on all of your Instagram in all over the world, so that parents can be informed? But who the fuck am I? I mean, that just makes too much sense. In some other tragic news, so we're learning the cause of death um, in the case of Nathan Smith, Lil Jon's son, who died earlier this month. The Fulton County Medical Examiner ruled that Nathan, known professionally as DJ Young Slade, died from, quote, drowning in the setting of um, psilocybin use. Uh, End of quote. Officials classified the manner of death as an accident. Psilocybin is a psychedelic compound found in certain mushrooms. According to the autopsy, the substance was detected in Smith's blood at the time of his death. Smith was found on February 6th in a pond near his residence in Milton, a city about 30 miles north of Atlanta, not too far from me. Actually, Milton is real close to me. He had been reported missing days earlier, which led to a search before his body was recovered. In a public tribute shared after his passing, Lil Jon described his son as, in quote, immensely caring, thoughtful, polite, passionate, and warm-hearted young man, end of quote. I hate that this happened. So basically what they're saying is he had taken some shrooms. And because if you remember the initial reporting, they said that he ventured out of the house without his phone and whatnot. So he had taken some shrooms. He was out on them shrooms, went out into the woods, probably tripped, didn't realize it, fell and drowned in the pond or whatnot. I don't know. I wasn't there, but they're saying it was an accident. We hate to hear this. Listen, friends don't let if you're just gonna be somebody who takes drugs, friends don't let friends take drugs alone because you never know what could happen. Hey, Miss Bay thing. Um, but I hate this. I hate this for little John. I can't even imagine what he must be dealing with or going through right now. I can't imagine. Because even though it's been what about 3 weeks now, there's no as a parent, I cannot see a situation where you just get over the death of your child. I would imagine as a parent, that's something that you never get over. So we certainly continue to pray for Lil John and his family because I can only imagine the stages of grief he still continues to be in to this day. But we're praying for him. It's such a sad tragedy for this to have happened. In other tragic news, there's this picture. The picture alone is just tragic enough. I'm just saying. Here's a question. I didn't think they let while I'm just looking at this picture. Now, wasn't this the picture from when he was already in jail, like a second mug shot when he was already? I think this was the picture when he was transferred from the jail to the prison, right? But I didn't think they let you keep nose rings and stuff like that in your nose and stuff. When you were in jail and stuff. I'm just what you said, Xavier. Weak. There she is. Weak. Weak. Anyway, but that's not the story. That's not the story. But I just had questions about that because I just thought that they wouldn't let you keep nose rings and stuff. Anyway, the California Supreme Court has declined to take up Tory Lanez's appeal, leaving his 10-year prison sentence firmly in place. The decision lets stand a prior ruling from the California Second District Court of Appeal that upheld his felony convictions tied to the 2020 shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Beautiful. Now leave us the fuck alone. That's it. That's all. Your ass is staying in jail. The California Supreme Court said no. Stay your ass in jail. I mean, shouldn't you be concerned about trying not to get stabbed no more? Didn't they like stabbed him like a bunch of times? I think we played the video of him getting his ass stabbed and shit. You think he stuck it up his rectum to sneak it in? But I mean, your rectum got suction. I mean, I feel like if you put it in your rectum, it's gonna go up, and that thing is pointy. It could tear up the lining of your. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay. Oh, they don't? Oh, okay. I was just wondering. They also support to take hair, to take hair extensions, but usually let him keep that. Child. Baby, listen, sir, your ass is staying in jail. Stay in there, do your time, rot, and just try not to get stabbed no more, okay? Sir, go, sir, we have nothing for you, sir, okay? Just try not to get stabbed, okay, sir? Go with God. Go with.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
Ooh. Y'all don't like this man, but this man is so sexy to me. I don't know why. Judge your mama. I'm a huge Wiz Khalifa fan, and I'll fight y'all about Wiz Khalifa. Will. Will. Hey, Wiz. Come over here. Let's have a conversation, Wiz. If you want, we could go. We could have a whole conversation, Mr. Khalifa. Can you come over here and talk to me for a second, please, sir? I got some things to say. We got some things to discuss. Anyway, so Wiz Khalifa got some bad news. A Romanian appeals court has upheld rapper Wiz Khalifa's 9-month jail sentence stemming from a 2024 drug possession case, rejecting his attempt to overturn the conviction. On Thursday, the Court of Appeal dismissed his request to annul the sentence, ruling his appeal inadmissible and denying a separate motion to suspend the punishment. The rapper was convicted back in December after authorities said he was caught with more than 18 grams of cannabis and consumed some while performing at the Beach Please festival in July of 2024. The court found him guilty of quote possession of dangerous drugs without right for personal consumption, end of quote. The ruling follows an earlier April decision in which the lower court issued Khalifa a 3,600 lei fine, which it equates to 803 US dollars. But that was the fine that he received for illegal possession of dangerous drugs before prosecutors successfully pushed for a harsher penalty. Um so um now he's not in Romania right now. He's not there. He's here in the US. Now, that means that Romania would have to push for some extradition or pursue extradition of him from the US to Romania to serve out this sentence. I don't see it happening, but who knows? Listen, if you need Wiz, don't you stay over here down to the Atlanta? You come hide over here in my house. I'll make sure. I'll make sure we hide you. You know what I'm saying? I think he live here. Let me see. So, oh, he lives in Encino, California. Well, you can still fly over here. You can fly over here and you can hide over here. You know, my house ain't worth, the millions of dollars that your house might be worth, but it ain't too shabby over here. We got a few rooms over here. We got a room that we can have sex in, and then we got the room that we can sleep in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Child. Hey, Dean. Oh, I know I can. I know y'all not gonna fight me for him, and that's good. Beautiful. I ain't got to be fighting y'all and stop. Right, and Will. Yeah, you don't need to be leaving the country right now, Wiz. This ain't the time for you to go flying across the world to do concerts and shit. Stay your ass at home. Stay your ass in the US. Just lock your passport away somewhere. Because the moment you go to wrong place, baby, the Romanian government is gonna have you extradited over there. And you're gonna have to serve that time. Yes, Janae, you got to have a room that you fuck in and then a room that you sleep in. Because you might not want to sleep in the same room that you fuck in. I'm just saying, you know, you got all your toys and stuff in the room you fuck in, you know, all of the lubes and toys and towels and all of the things, you know, and then the room you sleep in is different. Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Baby, listen, don't go nowhere. I'm telling you, just lock your passport away. Baby, this ain't the time. It's not a freak off room. It's just a room for us to get it down. Listen, you go over there with Future and Offset. Leave Wiz to me. You can have Future and Offset. Don't be looking at Wiz Khalifa, okay? I got this, D. I got this. No, no, no. I don't have them all. I've always since I left college, everywhere I've stayed since I've left college, I've always had an extra room that people thought was a guest room and was never a guest room. It was always the room that I fuck in. So if guests have slept in that room, don't touch the walls because you never know what it might have been on them walls. Um, I have an outside patio that's nice and fixed up, and he could go on outside. I don't allow that smoking shit in my house. Now you can't smoke in the house. We don't do that round. You can't smoke nothing in my house at all, at no time. But there's a whole setup outside. There's a nice hammock out there, some cushiony seats and stuff out there. Um, I even though my lotus flower has died after the ice storm, but I had a big lotus flower. I got a nice little setup out there, you know. Don't be looking at him. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Anyway, listen, Wiz, I told you what to do. Just come on over here. I'll take care of you. Um, so Southern is posthumously awarding Caleb Wilson his degree from Southern University. Now we know Caleb Wilson tragically died due to a hazing incident with Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Um, and he died. Um, and so they are posthumously giving him his degree. Now he would have graduated. He would have graduated this spring of 2026. And so Southern University is choosing to um honor him by doing this. They said, quote, this spring when Caleb would have walked across the stage in the F.G. Clark Activity Center with the class of 2026, the university will bestow upon him a posthumous degree. We hope that this tribute reflects our enduring respect for his commitment, his accomplishments, and the legacy he leaves within the Southern University family, end of quote. I mean, I guess, but that family's still gonna sue y'all to help to holy heaven. That family's gonna sue y'all. They're gonna sue Omega Psi Phi. They suing everybody, and I don't even blame them. And Southern, don't listen. The biggest culprit of hazing on that campus, it ain't the Divine Nine. It's the human jukebox. It's the goddamn band that he was a part of. That's why he was okay for getting his ass hazed. He played trumpet at fucking Southern University, probably the most hazing section outside of maybe percussion. If you play trumpet at Southern University, understand if your child went to Southern University and they played trumpet, they got their ass dish ragged. They got beat into oblivion. You may not have ever known about it, but they got their ass monkey stomped. I'm just telling you now. Southern University human jukebox, I ain't gonna hold you. It's probably the biggest culprit of hazing this side of heaven. I ain't gonna even hold you. They whoop ass and take names. Do. I mean, if y'all want to get serious about hazing, y'all got to do something about everything on campus that be hazing. They did take the chap they did remove the chapter from campus. They expelled that chapter of Omega Psi Phi from campus and put a moratorium on intake for all fraternities and sororities. Okay, all fraternities and sororities on campus have a moratorium on intake at Southern University in the wake of all of this. Hmm. So like I said, horrible tragedy. Um, and I see that they're trying to make it right, and do all of the good things, but that family's still gonna sue you in holy hell. Oh yes, absolutely. Trust me, I know. Absolutely. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers. to help us usher in what? Our sugar spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe
Major sugar spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we all woke up to the news this morning that we're at war. I keep trying to tell y'all, I have been telling you all for the last year and a month or two now, like the last 13 months now, when that man went into office, I have been saying, I have not wavered on this. I have not moved off of this, but I have been saying from the beginning, what will be the reason that we probably won't have elections? What have I been intimating to you? Would probably be the reasons we don't have elections. Y'all have been here hearing me screaming. Hmm. Now, somehow, well, let me give you the news. So, for those people who've been under a rock, let me give this news for people who are under a rock. Yes, around 2 o'clock this morning, your president, in a pre-recorded video, announced that the United States, he said, "quote A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people." End of quote. And it went on and on and on for about 8 minutes. I would not make you all suffer through this. Somehow in their brain, these people thought it was going to go like it did when they bombed Iran last year. This is now turned into a regional war. This ain't just no Iran and the US no more. Iran said, "Oh, y'all got us with them bombs the last time. We will be ready." That's why when they were moving ships over there, you know what Iran did? They played the game with you all and sent what's the name of the guy from the Iranian government that said not the Ayatollah. They sent the guy over there to talk to Jared Kushner and all of them stuff. And they were never going to concede to you people. They were already prepared. They knew that you people were war hawks, and they were prepared. So the U.S. bombs Iran, and then now let's be clear. This is all at the behest of Benjamin Netanyahu. This is Benjamin Netanyahu's war that he's wanted to happen. I keep telling y'all, Benjamin Netanyahu needs Israel to always be at war, because if Israel is not at war, his ass is going to jail. So as long as he's alive and in power, Israel will be at constant war. Because if they're not in war, his ass is going to jail for war crimes and for a whole lot of other fuck shit that he's done in Israel. Illegal things. But here we are. Iran, they bombed, and so Israel comes out and says, Oh, well, we killed the Ayatollah. He wasn't the leader of Iran. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. Where they because they bombed his compound and stuff. He wasn't there. He's still alive. And so what did Iran do? Okay. They done bombed Kuwait. They done bombed Saudi Arabia. They done bombed the UAE. They bombed Israel. Uh-huh. They bombed Jordan. They're here for the smoke. So now this has become a whole regional battle. This is no longer just the US and Iran. Now the entirety of the Gulf region is embarked in this war. They've bombed several US military bases. They've bombed Israel. And yes, the Iron Dome did not protect them. U.S. and Israeli military bases have been struck in the region, all over the place. hmm Anybody that knows any of the fuck thing about foreign affairs, specifically in the fucking Middle East, everybody will tell you the worst place you want to have a war with is fucking Iran. This is not Iraq. This is not Libya, where y'all did that shit with Gaddafi, and that shit was a dumpster fire. This shit was a train wreck. What y'all did with Gaddafi. This shit was a train wreck. What we did with Saddam Hussein. Anytime we try to do these regime changes, shit goes haywire. And that's when we had competent people in the Department of Defense and competent people at fucking 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But now we have a fucking gaggle of imbeciles and morons and war hungry warmongers like fucking Pete Hegseth, that anytime you mention the word war, he's nuts in his clothes. So this is going to be a train wreck. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the military bases that they struck, one of the U.S. military bases that they struck in Iran, that they struck already, which was over in Qatar, I believe. The one in Doha, I believe it's the one in Doha. It might be one of the other ones that they struck. Yeah, that's where we keep, where we do all of our intelligence, and mhm. That's where we do a lot of our intelligence and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of our technological infrastructure in that area. hmm 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 It should also be noted that in his statement, your president said, "Yeah, expect there to be American lives lost." He just came right out. Yeah, expect there to be deaths and American lives lost. Several countries and several groups around the Middle East are vowing solidarity with Iran. Russia already came out and said, "Yeah, we're backing Iran." Now, this is not our allies are upset because they're saying nobody told them. Not only did nobody tell our allies, they did not warn US citizens that were over in the Middle East. Abu Dhabi has been bombed. Okay? They bombed Abu Dhabi. All of the airports in the area in the Middle East have now been shut down. They never gave any warning to US citizens or people in the area from the US that may have been there for whatever reason, told nobody. So now they're stuck. Our allies, they're like, wait a minute. When the fuck was y'all gonna let us know this was happening? Um, we'll see. I mean, I don't. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Here we are. Now the U.S. military is saying that that there are no American casualties yet, and minimal damage has happened at the U.S. bases, despite hundreds of Iranian missiles and drone attacks. Now, that's if we're to believe what these people are saying, because we know the United States military and the United States government, the military being run by Pete Hegseth, the government being run by Donald John, are prone to lying. These people lie. So now we have a direct violation of the Constitution, because last time I checked, unless y'all wrote a new one, you cannot go to war without congressional consent. Congress said they weren't informed. The Gang of Eight, not informed at all. Yeah, we're here. Um, yeah, no, I'm just reading the comments now. Yeah, the Gang of Eight was not notified. Yeah. Here we are. Oh, military troops are already over there. They're about to start sending more. I'm looking at I'm looking at y'all messages now. So y'all didn't tell any allies, y'all didn't tell the Gang of Eight, you did not warn US embassies or US citizens in the area that they should nothing. Mhm. Your president has come right out and said, "Yeah, people are going to die. Yeah, US military US citizens and US military men will die." Came right out. All because you all want to play battleship so as to distract us from the fact that the president is a goddamn pedophile, and there's real evidence of him raping little girls as young as 13 years old. So because we need distractions from that, they're over there playing like they're on the commercial saying, "You sunk my battleship," and they're acting like this is battleship. They're acting and believing as if this is going to go the way Venezuela went, or this is going to go like when they struck Iran before, and they're just going to get in and get out, and nothing to see here in another week or so. Okay, there's no end in sight. A war with Iran could easily last a decade or more, And that's not hyperbole. A war with Iran could last more than a decade. This coming from the same president who told y'all that he was not going to be the president of wars, right? Remember, he said that Kamala was going to send your children to war and have them killed. And here we are. Hey, Chef. Hey, Chef. What's going on down to? Yeah. Now, what is Congress doing? About to send another strongly worded letter, right? Hakeem claiming that, oh, he's going to push to make sure that there's a resolution so that no more military action is taken. Right? Yeah, okay, let's see how far that gets you, Hakeem. Let's see what that does. Because the Republicans are going to back him. Republicans are going to back him, carte blanche. Free reign to do whatever the fuck he wants. But yeah, Hakeem and Chuck Schumer, two bitch made motherfuckers. Two of some of the most bitch made motherfuckers I've ever seen in my goddamn life. They announced that they are reviewing, things, and I ain't never seen a bunch of more bitch made motherfuckers in my goddamn life. Like, it's just so ridiculous at this point. It's so goddamn ridiculous. Let me see if I can get the exact statement from Hakeem. I was looking at it earlier. I don't even know that I should bother y'all with um what Hakeem had to say, but he said, quote, the framers of the United States Constitution gave Congress the sole power to declare war as the branch of government closest to the American people. Iran is a bad actor and must be aggressively confronted for its human rights violations, nuclear ambitions, support of terrorism, and the threat it poses to our allies like Israel and Jordan in the region. However, absent exigent circumstances, the Trump administration must seek authorization for the preemptive use of military force that constitutes an act of war. End of quote. Then he said, quote, House Democrats remain committed to compelling a vote on this resolution upon our return, end of quote. That would be a resolution, a war powers resolution. The man gives not two damns about even if by some chance you could get a war powers resolution to pass both the House and the Senate, which would never happen. There's no alternate realm reality world where you're going to get a war powers resolution at this juncture to stop this president from doing what he's doing. Even if you got that, right? Do you think him and Pete Hegseth would give two rats' asses about your war powers resolution? They would still do it and say, fuck you and fuck your life, because they have no reason not to. Like, Hakeem, the fact that your statement, because we know you're pro-Israel, and let's be clear, you're getting a call right now from AIPAC telling you, bitch, stand the fuck down. You and Chuck Schumer are now already getting calls from AIPAC and from members of the Israeli government telling you to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. because they have paid you off and told you that you are beholden to the Israeli government, regardless as to what they do. So if you expect me to believe that Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, who have made it abundantly clear that they are more pro-Israel than they are pro-US, if you expect me to believe that they're going to do anything about this, you're dreaming. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer have taught us, told us, and exemplified to us the fact that they care more about the Israeli government and Israeli citizens than they ever will about any of our asses that sit here as citizens of these yet to be United States of America and who pay their goddamn salaries. They don't give a damn about us, but they gonna fight to the bitter end to make the fuck sure that Benjamin Netanyahu and his Israeli regime gets whatever they want. You heard how he started off the statement. Before he talked about stopping them, oh, Iran is horrible. They've done all these human rights violations. Oh, we have to protect Israel. Oh, we have to protect Jordan. Oh, Iran today is the same Iran that it has been since Obama was in office. Now, Obama secured a nuclear deal. Your president took the nuclear deal with Iran, wiped his ass with it. Biden came in office, and when Biden was in office, they had the White House and both chambers of Congress. Did they go and try to secure, or did they go and secure another deal with Iran? No, they did not. Did not. Why? Great question. Because the leaders of the Democratic Party are in fucking bed with the Israeli government. And when Benjamin Netanyahu said we don't want another fucking nuclear deal with Iran, guess what Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi said at that time? Well, we won't be doing one. And so now here we are. 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 This war has started. Congress is not going to do anything to stop it. And your president was right. American citizens will die. We're going to be at this war for some time. They've already leaked executive orders that are aimed at stopping the midterm elections. Already pointed to precedent by congressional acts from some 50 plus years ago that would allow that to happen, right? One of those congressional acts that they used in that leaked executive order speaks to if the country is at war and what powers the president has if the country is at war. That does give a lot of sweeping power. I keep telling y'all. This is happening. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Please also understand the grave instability that this will cause will have reverberations here in terms of the economy, in terms of the price of gas. Now, we don't get a lot of gas from Iran. However, the instability that it causes with other countries in that region will cause an effect on uh, uh, um, our gas prices. Here we are. We don't have time to break this down like we should because it's silly Saturday, but here we are. In other sugar spiky news, well, this is happening. Paramount and Warner Brothers are officially becoming one company, which will be a historic merger, um, making them the largest media conglomerate in the history of this country. Now, Netflix, which was involved in the possible purchase of Warner Brothers, bowed out yesterday, bowed out of the race yesterday to get to purchase Warner Brothers, and shortly thereafter, Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery agreed to a deal. Mhm. Now, Paramount CEO is David Ellison, who's the son of Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison is the second richest man on the earth. Sometimes he's the richest, depending on the day of the week, depending on how, stocks go and stuff like that. But he's right there with Elon Musk, where they have hundreds of billions of dollars in net worth. So David Ellison, the son of Larry Ellison, is, a multi-billionaire with tens of billions of dollars in his net worth. I want to say his net worth is over 100 is over 100 billion. So, but he's a billionaire. Mhm. Yeah. They're saying that right now he's worth about between 40 and 50 billion dollars, depending on who you ask, Bloomberg or Forbes. So they're saying that he's worth about 50 between 40 and 50 billion dollars. I'm sure after this whole merger that will skyrocket to over 100 billion. Mhm. So now again, Larry Ellison is MAGA. David Ellison, his son, who now is CEO of all of this huge conglomerate, is also MAGA. Remember, CBS now falls underneath them. CNN falls underneath them. Barry Weiss has already turned CBS News and CBS into a mockery. CNN, they've also announced that Barry Weiss will lead the transition of CNN into state propaganda, state sponsored media. Yeah, because they're going to transition CNN out of what they're doing, and Barry Weiss will lead that. They had already announced that. So we have state sponsored propaganda now. Hmm. State run media. We are now. I told you all. One of the first things that last year, as this administration came in, one of the first things, if you all remember, that I really was reporting hard on was the press and the media and all of these media mergers and what that means. That's all a part of the authoritarian dictatorship. That's all a part of it. So at this point, we cannot be, you cannot go to legacy media outlets and news outlets and trust anything that they have to say. You have to come here because we try to make sure we give you good, credible information here. I will say that I try to make sure that the thing that I present in front of you all is sound, credible, vetted, accurate, has validity, has a certain amount of accuracy. So this is happening. Here we are in other sugar spiky news. Now this is sliding under the radar, under the cloak of darkness. I saw this headline this morning and was floored at this. And if not for the fact that um we're at war, this would probably be the first. This would be my leading story of the day. This story right here, if not for us being at war, would have been my leading story today. What is going on with my computer? I swear. I swear this computer. Is it time for me? It might be time for me to get a new computer. You know, they tell you the shelf life of a computer is 3 years. That's it. I've had this computer for about 3.5. It's time for a new laptop. So here's the story. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the cancellation of members of the military attending some of the country's top ranked colleges and universities. This happened yesterday. And this will begin coming this fall during the academic year of 2026-27. He said he argues that the schools are teaching the quote enemy's wicked ideologies in the quote to service members. Now, Pete Hegseth himself attended Harvard University for his postgraduate studies. He announced that the institutions um, that would be affected are Princeton, Columbia, MIT, Brown, Yale, and others. So, essentially saying, yeah, the Ivy League schools, if you're in the military, you would not be allowed to go to an Ivy League school. Let me say that again. This means if you are in the military, you will not be allowed to attend an Ivy League school, which means if you're in the military, they will now dictate which schools they allow you to attend to get your degrees. hmm Now, do you think it's going to stop there? Hell the fuck no. They're coming for the Ivy League first. You think HBCUs won't be on that list? So now, all of these people going to college because they want to have the military pay for their college degrees and so forth. Okay. Now they will dictate exactly where they want you to fucking go. Y'all let me know when it's time to be worried because, I'm just saying. Hey, crazy homebody girl. This is while they're in, but from my readings, if they intend to use what is it, the GI Bill, whichever bill that has the military pay for it, if the military or the U.S. government through the military is going to pay for it, they will be able to dictate where you go. Certainly, if you are active duty military, they will absolutely dictate that. But even after, if you want to go using those federal laws and grants and things that allow for military personnel to have their education paid for, yeah, that they're going to dictate where you go. hmm hmm Here we are. Yep. Here we are. Um. From what I and I'll send you a couple things that I read on it this morning. Terrence, but Pete Hex. Now this hasn't gone into effect yet. This is just what they said. They said it'll go into effect 2026-27 year. So from what they're saying, if you plan to get go to college on the military, they will using the military and having them pay for it. However, that's done for you, they will dictate it. Now, right now, it's just the Ivy Leagues. They're not going to let you go to the Ivy Leagues. However, I suspect this is not going to stop with the Ivy Leagues. I suspect that this is going to involve HBCUs at some point or any college that they don't like. Any college, even if it's not Ivy League, any college that doesn't preemptively bend the knee to them. Here we are, but I'll send you what I received, Terrence. And if you get some stuff that says the contrary, let me know so I can update because I want to make sure I get the most up to date information to my people. Because a lot of people may have sons, daughters, other family members, loved ones, your spouse or whatnot, may be in the military, may plan on going to school for free using the military. So we'll try to get the most up to date information on you on that. But what I was reading this morning, Terrence, that's what was being said. I'll send some of that stuff over to you. In more news, now we reported on this earlier, but and now there's an update. So last month we reported that there was a code red situation in the state of Florida where Florida would remove access to AIDS medications and treatment by changing the parameters for the ADAP program. ADAP is the AIDS Drug Assistance Program, which allows people with HIV or AIDS to receive medications that for free in most cases, and so that they don't die because those medications can cost between three, four, $5,000 a month. And so through the ADAP program, many people who are living with HIV and AIDS, they receive HIV treatment and medication. So Florida has now said it used to be if you were making $60,000 or lower, you could be a part of the ADAP program. Now they're saying you have to receive $21,000 or less to receive that program. That's what they're trying to implement, right? Well, here's the update. HIV patients and advocates in Florida are reeling after the Department of Health's sudden move to cut off about 12,000 people from receiving affordable HIV medication. The department utilized an 11th hour legal loophole this past Tuesday, just one day before a hearing in a lawsuit filed against the state by AIDS Health Foundation over changes to its AIDS Drug Assistance Program, or ADAP. Louise Wilhite St. Laurent, an attorney representing AHF, was one of the many outraged citizens and called the move, quote, legal subterfuge, in the quote, at a press conference this past Wednesday. AHF filed the suit in January after the state announced its plans to enforce new eligibility limitations for recipients of the program that helps low income patients living with HIV obtain affordable life saving medications. Previously, people earning 400% of the federal poverty level, about $60,000 a year, were eligible for the program. But now the eligibility limit has been reduced to 130% of the poverty level. This means only individuals with an annual income of about $21,000 or less will continue to receive the assistance. With the new limitations going into effect tomorrow, March 1st, those being cut from the program have been left in a state of shock and scrambling for solutions. Um, Edward S. Lombard, an attorney representing the Department of Health, said, quote, suggestion of subterfuge is such theatrics, end of quote. And the state claims the cuts were necessary due to lack of funding for the program. But AHF is already fighting back. On Thursday, the foundation filed a complaint challenging the use of the emergency rule, stating there was no, quote, immediate danger to the public health, safety, or welfare, end of quote, in order to justify the sudden change in eligibility. Tom Myers, general counsel for AHF, said the organization is planning on fighting the move with all due speed. House and Senate Democrats also spoke out against the questionable utilization of the emergency rule. And let me tell you what the emergency rule, what happened. When the Department of Health in Florida changed the rule, that rule wasn't set to go into effect until the start of the next fiscal year. The Department of Health put in an emergency injunction because they found a loophole to get it to start tomorrow, March 1st, even though there was already lawsuits in place to challenge the state's move to remove all of these people from their HIV medication program. That suit was filed last month. The Florida Department of Health said, "Oh, y'all filing a lawsuit? Well, we found a legal loophole, and we can, instead of starting it at the start of the fiscal year, which would be in Florida, I believe is July 1st. I think it's July 1st in Florida. It will start March 1st." So they wanted to push it forward. And so that's now what their challenge is. So now, as opposed to people having a few months to get their affairs in order, now it's starting now. So you're going to have people as early as starting tomorrow that won't receive their HIV medications. Here we are. In our last Sugar Spiky story, I did a short profile on this young man. I am truly following um his campaign. He is slated to be thank you, MBN sent the Cash App. I didn't even ask for a Cash App. Um but MBN sent the Cash App to me. Thank you so much, my love, for your Cash App. We work hard around here. I appreciate that. And she not even here. She's gonna be in the replay. But I did a short candidate profile on him as I was going through a bunch of candidates out of the great state of Georgia. I have been vehemently following his campaign. This young man is Everton Blair. He's running in the Democratic primary out of Georgia's 13th district. He is a Democrat. And if he wins, he will be the first Black gay man to serve in the United States Congress out of the South, which is a huge feat, being from the South, from a Southern state, not only being gay, but being a Black gay man, an out Black gay man. He has a storied history, a great resume. Now, the district that he's in is over in southeast of Atlanta in Gwinnett County area. It goes from the southern part all the way over in the southeast part, Gwinnett County and stuff like that. Now, he's a former teacher. Just a little bit on his background, because he has a very good background. Um, he's a former high school math teacher in the Atlanta public school system. But he first got into public office when he was elected to the Board of Education for Gwinnett County, which is the largest school system in Georgia. And he was elected to that board in 2018 and became the youngest ever member of that Gwinnett County Board of Election, and became the first, not just Black person, but the first person of color ever on the Gwinnett County Board of Education. It was an all-white board until he got on that board in 2018. He was then in 2021 elected as chair of the Gwinnett County Board of Education. After that, Um, uh, um, he joined President Barack Obama's White House initiative. He was a part of Barack Obama's White House initiative on educational excellence, and served as a coach and consultant for school superintendents around the country. He has a bachelor's in applied mathematics from Harvard, a master's in policy organizations and leadership from Stanford University, and a doctorate in educational leadership from Harvard Graduate School of Education. Uh, 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 um, he is running. um, he is running against an incumbent who has been there. How long has I think that's the district where what his name is David Scott. David Scott has been in Congress in that district. Oh, I know at least at least oh god. At least 20 years. Mhm. Yeah, David Scott was elected in 2002 and took oath of office in 2000 January 3rd of 2003. So he's been in office 23 years. 23 years in office. So the David Scott is in his 80s. Is mhm. He'll be 81 this year. So it's time for him to move. And he's one of those I win every year and doesn't do anything for his constituents because he just expects to gravy train his ass back in the office. And so those are the type of Democrats we're trying to unseat. And so, but Everton Blair is running. It is a hotly contested primary over there. So I have already donated to his candidate, to his even though I'm not in his district, I have donated to his campaign, and I've even spoken to some of his people in his campaign because I may do some volunteering for him in his campaign because I really want to see him win um, there. And so I'm really excited for his campaign and things like that. And there's some others in the area that I want to do some work with. But he is a Navy veteran. Um, and has a storied history. Like I said, I'm rooting for him. We hope that he wins. That's Everton Blair. We're about halfway through. Praise God. And we're about halfway through our program, and now is a good time if you haven't done so already to donate to the platform. Y'all, listen, we work hard over here. We work real hard. Um, we work real hard. I forgot which Dr. Heavenly, because I know she went from running in the she went from running in the for the Georgia State Senate to the US Supreme Court. Um and so not Supreme Court, US Congress, and I forgot which district she is running for. Oh, she's in that she's running for that same 13th district. Uh-huh. She won't. She don't have an ice cube shake. She's running in that same district. I'm glad you asked because I didn't know if it was the same. So she's running in the same district as Everton. She doesn't have ice cube shares in hell. We know that. She don't have an ice cube shares in hell. But yeah, we're rooting for Everton on that. So I just went to Dr. Heavenly's website. She only got her daughter and the one son. She don't have both of her kids up there conveniently. Mm. She don't have all three of her kids, just two of them, just the daughter and the younger son. But I guess, yeah. Anyway, but yes, please support the platform. We work real hard over here. We want to keep the lights. Speaking of keeping the lights on, I ain't had the lights on this whole time. Lord, we want to keep the lights on. Lord. We didn't even have no lights on the whole time around here. All right. It's time for Kornaki's Khakis Corner. Hey, cutie. So today, staying in Georgia, we're in the great state of Georgia for Kornaki's Khakis Corner. Excuse me. We will be looking at the gubernatorial candidates. There is a gubernatorial election in the great state of Georgia this year. So here are your candidates for the primaries. On the Republican side, we have Chris Carr, who is the current Georgia Attorney General. That's who you see there on the left. To the right, we have Clark Dean, who is a real estate executive running against running in that primary. We then have Rick Jackson, who is a healthcare executive and was CEO of a large health system. He he leads Jackson Healthcare System, which is a healthcare staffing and services company in Alpharetta area. Um, we also have Burt Jones, who you see there, who's the current lieutenant governor, lieutenant governor to Brian Kemp. That is Burt Jones. He's the current sitting lieutenant governor of Georgia. This is a hotly contested race here in Georgia, as it being a purple state. You also have Brad Raffensperger, who is the current Georgia Secretary of State. You know, he was embroiled in that whole situation where Donald John called him and told him he needed votes in order to win the Georgia election back in the 2020 election. That would be that same Brad Raffensperger, who's the Georgia Secretary of State. And then you have Ken Yasker, who's a member of the Georgia National Guard, and he's running as well. Now, the front runner right now is, let me go back, is Burt Jones. He is the one who has received Donald John's endorsement, several state legislatures, leaders endorsement. However, and let me go back. That's the lieutenant governor. Chris Carr, who's the attorney general, has received a lot of congressional endorsements. And he has the full backing of local law enforcement. Chris Carr has outraised Burt Jones right now. And so they're saying that the race is between Chris Carr and Burt Jones, even though Raffensperger could be a dark horse, but he's not raising enough money. All right. On the Democratic side, you have Olujimi Brown, who's out of Brunswick, Georgia. He is the pastor and founder. What's the name of his church? Hold on. Impact Church is the name of his church. Yeah, Impact Church is the name of his church. I went and looked him up, heard a couple of his sermons. Real attractive young man. He's a very attractive young man. But that's over in Brunswick, Georgia. That's the southeast area of Georgia, just outside of Jacksonville. Jeff Duncan, who's a former Republican and was the lieutenant governor of Georgia until he switched sides, and now he's a Democrat. But he was lieutenant governor to Brian Kemp during Brian Kemp's first term. And but now he's running as a Democrat. Jeff Duncan. We don't want him. Jason Estevez is a former state senator representing State District 35, um, Georgia State District 35, which is out of the Metro Atlanta area. And then we have Derek Jackson, who is a sitting state representative, um, uh, uh, um, and formerly ran for lieutenant governor. But he's a current member of the Georgia House of Representatives as a state representative. Derek Jackson. He is out of uh, 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 um, which district? Oh, he's out of District 68, which is uh, um, parts of Fulton County and Fayette County. So we're talking Metro Atlanta area. Of course, we know that Keisha Lance Bottoms, former mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Lance Bottoms is running um, in that seat, as well as, and she was a part of the Biden administration as well as Mike Thurman, who is the former CEO of DeKalb County, also former Georgia Labor Commissioner. That's Mike Thurman. Right now, um, Jason Estevez has quite a lengthy. He has most of the endorsements. I'm going to not going to hold you. Um, this young man right here to the left, Jason Estevez, he's garnered most of the endorsements from Democrats across the state, and even some that are in Congress. Some national people have also endorsed Jason Estevez. He has also raised the most money, followed by Keisha Lance Bottoms, who's running a close second. So we're talking. They're saying it's going to be a race between Jason Estevez and Keisha Lance Bottoms for that seat. So if you live in Georgia, do your homework on these candidates. Go make sure that you know exactly who you're going to vote for, who aligns with your political ideologies. The primaries in Georgia are set for May 19th. May 19th are the primaries in Georgia. So please do your homework on all of these candidates so you can make the best decision. It's time for our Black History moment of the day, and we have 3 of them. Our first Black History moment is the story of one Mrs. Miriam E. Benjamin. On July 17th, 1888, Miriam Elizabeth Benjamin became the second African American woman to receive a patent from the United States government for her invention of a gong and signal chair. At the time of her application, she was living in Washington, D.C., working as an educator in the city's public schools. One of only a few Black women to receive a patent before 1900, she also studied medicine and law at Howard University. Miriam Benjamin aimed to transform several industries with her innovation, including hotels, theaters, healthcare, and government. The key feature of the chair was a notification system, which allowed the seated individual to press a button and alert an attendant when assistance was needed. By depressing the button, a gong or ring would sound at the same moment that a red signal or flag on the chair itself would be made visible. Benjamin's invention received attention in the press and was featured in newspapers across the country. She lobbied to have it used as a means to signal pages in the U.S. House of Representatives, for example, and the eventual system installed closely resembled her proposal. The method the method used to signal flight attendants on airplanes can also be traced back to Miriam Benjamin's invention. Born in Charleston, South Carolina on September 16th, 1861, she was the oldest of 5 children. In the early 1870s, her mother, Eliza Hopkins Benjamin, moved the family to Boston, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Little information is available on her father, though in 1871, record from the United States Freedmen's Bank identifies him as Francis Benjamin. She attended high school in Boston before moving to Washington, D.C. in the 1870s. During her time in the city, she worked as a teacher and in the federal civil service as a government clerk. Her career as an inventor did not end in 1888. In 1917, she patented a system to deliver medication via inserts in the soles of a shoe. By 1920, she had returned to Boston to live with her brother Edgar, a successful lawyer, and her mother. She remained there until her death in 1947. She never married nor had any children. She likely also had a success. She like she likely also had success as a composer. Music historians believe she, under a pseudonym E.B. Miriam, composed at least two prominent marches. The United States Marine Band under John Philip Sousa performed one piece, the Boston titled "The Boston Elite Two Step," in the early 1890s, and another composition titled "The American Bugle Call" gained even more attention as the campaign song for the 1904 presidential campaign of Theodore Roosevelt. And that is the story of Miriam E. Benjamin, a great black woman, inventor, and even composer. Uh, um, hey, Paul. Next person we'll learn about is Reverend Isaac Simmons. Here's the story of Reverend Isaac Simmons. On March 26, 1944, a group of white men brutally lynched Reverend Isaac Simmons, a black minister and farmer, so they could steal his land in Amity County, Mississippi. Members of his family, some of whom witnessed his murder, fled the state, fearing for their lives. The white men responsible for lynching him successfully stole the Simmons land and were never convicted for their crimes. Before his death, um, Reverend Simmons controlled more than 270 acres of debt free Amity County land that his family had owned since 1887. This was very unusual among black families in the South, and more specifically in Mississippi, where racism and poverty had posed obstacles to economic advancement for generations. Reverend Simmons worked the land with his children and grandchildren, producing crops and selling the property's lumber. In 1941, a rumor spread that there was oil in southwest Mississippi. A group of white men decided they wanted Simmons's land and warned Reverend Simmons to stop cutting the lumber. Reverend Simmons consulted a lawyer to work out the dispute and ensure his children would be the sole heirs to the property. On Sunday, March 26, 1944, a group of white men arrived at the home of Reverend Simmons's oldest son, Eldridge, and told him to show them the property line. He agreed to do so, but while Eldridge Simmons rode with the men in their vehicle, they began to beat him and shouted that the Simmons family thought they were, quote, smart niggers, end of quote, for consulting a lawyer. The men then dragged Reverend Simmons from his home about a mile away and began beating him too. They drove both Reverend Simmons and his oldest son further onto the property and ordered Reverend Simmons out of the car, then killed him, brutally shooting him 3 times and cutting out his tongue. The men let the oldest son, Eldridge, go, but told him he and his relatives had 10 days to abandon the family property. The white men who committed the lynching took possession of the property. The constable and sheriff concluded immediately that Reverend Simmons had, quote, met his death at the hands of parties unknown, end of quote, even though his son and his daughter, Laura, were present and able to identify by name at least 4 of the 6 men responsible. The family fled Amity County over the next 2 days, fearing for their lives, before their father's funeral on March 29th. Eldridge, the eldest son, remained in Amity for his father's funeral, but was taken into police custody the next day, supposedly for his own protection. Held in jail for more than a week despite being the victim, Eldridge was released from jail on April 8th and was urged to leave the county altogether. Only one of the six white men responsible was ever prosecuted for Reverend Simmons's lynching. On November 1st, 1944, more than 7 months after their father was lynched, Eldridge and his sister Laura were arrested in New Orleans, Louisiana, on charges that they fled the state in order to avoid testifying as witnesses in the trial of the only white man prosecuted for murdering their father. Let me read that again in case y'all didn't hear that part. On November 1st, 1944, more than 7 months after their father was lynched, Eldridge and his sister Laura were arrested in New Orleans, Louisiana, on charges that they had fled the state in order to avoid testifying as witnesses in the trial of the only white man prosecuted for murdering their father. Make that make sense. During the trial on November 11th, 1944, Eldridge and Laura refused to name the perpetrators in their testimony because they feared for their lives in the event of a conviction. The only white man was ultimately acquitted by an all-white jury because of, quote, lack of evidence, end of quote. During the era of racial terror, white mobs, and it goes on to talk about what white mobs did, and we are very aware. Reverend Simmons was one of at least 14 black people lynched in Amity County, Mississippi between 1865 and 1950. And that's just in that one county. That's the story of Reverend Isaac Simmons. Our last Black History moment of the day. Our last Black History moment of the day is on the anti-abolition riots of 1834. And this happened in New York City. I did not know about this, and I was glad to hear about it. I feel like I learned about it and may have forgotten. Anyway, in October 1834, riots broke out in New York City, spurred by a confluence of events. The fiery oratory of abolitionist Protestant ministers, many of whom were also nativists and anti-Catholics. The growing social assertiveness of former enslaved people and freeborn African Americans in the city, the growth of Jacksonian democracy, which lauded working class white males, and the influx of Irish Catholics who were coming to the city at the rate of 30,000 per year by the mid 1830s. Abolitionists like Reverend Samuel Hanson Cox and painter and inventor Samuel Morse sought to free the enslaved, but they also wanted to preserve what they believed was a clear stream of American Christianity uncontaminated by Catholicism. On July 4th, 1827, which was then called Emancipation Day by the local black population, all of the city's African American churches held prayer and Thanksgiving services. William Hamilton, trustee of African Zion Church, declared, quote, "No more shall the accursed name of slave be attached to us. No more shall Negro and slave be synonymous," end of quote. Yet Reverend Peter Williams Jr., pastor of St. Philip's African Episcopal Church, wisely noted that a new dawn of civic and political participation for African Americans was still illusory. The color line prevented blacks from riding on street stages or the Broadway omnibus. White churches allowed blacks to enter, but reserved an area in the gallery or kept them away from white pew holders. Even black barbers who had white customers were not allowed to shave or cut the hair of black men. In May and June of 1834, Arthur and Lewis Tappan, remember, this is all in New York. This ain't down south, y'all. This is in New York now. In May and June of 1834, Arthur and Lewis Tappan, silk merchants and prominent abolitionists, underwrote the creation of the Female Anti-Slavery Society, putting women in the forefront ranks of abolitionists, roiled racists in the city. At the same time, Arthur Tappan invited Samuel Cornish, a black Presbyterian minister, to attend Sunday services in Tappan's pew at Lake Street Church. The invitation caused a furor among congregants. Reverend Samuel Cox, the church pastor, responded that Jesus himself would have been of, quote, Syrian hue, end of quote, and thus similar in complexion to African Americans. Yet this defense hardly ameliorated the opponents of Tappan and Cornish. Shortly afterwards, white working class mobs began to form. The first targets of mob rage were white abolitionists and their homes and churches. Reverend Samuel Cox's Lake Street Church was attacked and the windows were broken. Next, the mob of 3,000 rioters attacked Reverend Cox's home on Charlton Street, smashing fences and throwing paving stones at the residents. Later in the evening, the crowd surrounded Reverend Henry Ludlow's church on Spring Street, destroying the organ and pews and pulling down the galleries. The crowd used wood from the church to create a street barricade. Rioters then waited to confront New York 27th National Guard Regiment. The rioters, however, proved to be no match for the regiment, which lacked its which hacked, its way through the barricade and dispersed the mob. Rioting reached its peak of violence in October of 1834 in Five Points, the notorious slum shared by African Americans and Irish residents. Handbills circulating urging white residents to place a candle in the window so as escape reprisal by so as to escape reprisal by floating mobs bent on attacking blacks. So they had to put a white candle in the window to signify that they were white and not black so the mobs wouldn't attack them. Homes without a candle were demolished. In the face of growing terror and property damage, New York Mayor Cornelius Lawrence called out New York's National Guard, 1st Division. Armed troops took up strategic positions across town, and in a matter of days, the rioters were dispersed and the danger subsided. And that's the story of the anti abolitionist movement in New York City of 1834. Never let it be said that there wasn't racism in the North. Remember, Seneca Village is what we now call Central Park is Seneca Village, which they tore down, and that was a black neighborhood. Let's also not forget that the largest slave trade happened in Lower Manhattan. The first and largest sla- slave auction happened in Lower Manhattan, which is why Lower Manhattan and Wall Street, which is where that slave auction was held, became the financial capital of this country, because the financial capital of this country was started in the auction of slaves in New York City in Lower Manhattan. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Those are our Black History moments of the day. Hope you learned something. It's time for our old school gospel feature. Now, listen, if you got Twitch, now may be a good time to go over to Twitch, because y'all know how this goes. Y'all know we're going to be enjoying the song. We're going to be caught up in the rapture. We're going to start shouting and running down the aisles, only for YouTube to snatch it down, and then you have to wait for me to come back. So I'm telling you now, don't wait. You can go over to Twitch now and watch it from Twitch, and hopefully YouTube don't shut us down. I'm just giving you fair warning. So, today's old school gospel feature, gospel feature, you're welcome, Paul. Today's old school gospel feature is one of my favorite male gospel singers of all time. Top 5 male gospel singers of all time. Today's old school gospel feature. This man is one of my top 5 male gospel voices of all time. Do you hear me? Of all time. Prepare yourself, because you will, by the end of this song, be swept up in the spirit, running down the aisles or rolling on the floor. You already got your spot to roll on the floor? I'm trying to tell you, get your spots now to roll on the floor. And so, with that being said, I present to you Reverend James Moore, who will be singing. Wait, what is James Moore singing? Now I don't forgot the song. While I was talking, I was trying to remember the song. God, I don't forgot what he's singing. Lord, you think I would have it? Get it together, L. Teddy. Get it together. Oh, he's singing "Oh How I Love Jesus." Reverend James Moore singing "Oh How I Love Jesus." Please enjoy. All right, Reverend James Moore. Oh, how I love Jesus. I told y'all, listen. You know, you feel that one. You know, with Reverend James Moore, you feel that one. That Reverend James Moore, the voice. Y'all know YouTube went out. You know, Reverend James Moore is the voice. I told y'all that's one of my top 5 male voices of all time. Easily. Easily one of my top 5. Him and I fluctuate between him and Daryl Coley as 1 and 2. It depends on when you talk to me. One day I might say Daryl Coley. One day I might say Reverend James Moore. But Reverend James Moore, I've literally been feet away from that man singing in the international choir at Holy Convocation for Kojic with Reverend James Moore. Have. He was right there in the choir singing with the schmuck song with the rest of us. Easily. I figured YouTube, we figured YouTube was gonna be on that bullshit. We kind of knew, Catherine, that YouTube was gonna be on that bullshit. I mean, YouTube is back up now, but we knew it would be on some bullshit. We knew that. You know, that Reverend James Moore, that thing touches soul. You know, that Reverend James Moore, listen, you better not let that young man get don't let that young man get the doggone microphone. You can cancel Christmas. Because he's gonna sing down. Down. Feel that thing when feel that thing in your shanana. Feel that thing. Shout out to Reverend James Moore. May he rest in peace. Hey, Kawale, that thing hit you. I don't want you to sweat out that good press. Gab, you can't sweat that thing out. I'm just saying. You know, Reverend James Moore, he dealt with diabetes. He had diabetes real bad. You know, he eventually went blind and stuff. I remember back in the day when he could still see back in the day. And I remember because he had a bad accident, and the accident is how he got his teeth knocked out. But he sang better without the teeth. So when he got like dentures or whatever, or partials that he would put it in and try to sing, it wouldn't be the same. That young man to pull them bad boys out and say, I gotta take these things out. And would sing down. Do you hear me? Down. Cha. Yeah. That was our gospel, old school gospel feature of the day, Reverend James Moore. Oh, how I love Jesus. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the right year up there. Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, I do. Okay, great. I had to make sure I had the right year up there for this day of music. I didn't want it to be the wrong year up there. You know, sometimes I forget. Child, he used to say, I'm telling you, if you ever saw him saying live, which I did many times, baby, he'll get up there, he'll start off with them teeth there. He'd be like, I got to take these bad boys. I take them teeth out and going on now. He'll take them teeth out, and baby, that's all he needed. That young man to start to singing the house down. Yes, God. That thing did something to me. I told you, man. I told you it was gonna get you today. That James Moore ain't nothing to play around with. You know, some people can sing the ABCs, and you gonna feel it. James Moore is one of them. Shout out to Reverend James Moore. It's time for this day of music. What year do you all think we'll be doing for this day of music? What year do you believe we'll be doing for this day of music? We got 72, 83, 71. We've been doing the 70s now and the 80s. We've been hitting the 70s and 80s pretty hard. And they done been giving us life abundant. I ain't gonna hold you. 2004, 2080, 65. I don't think we've ever done the 60s. Maybe one day we'll do it. 1998, 1979, 87, 1990. The year that we'll be doing, hey, little baby. Little baby said 82. The year we'll be looking at is 1992. We will look at the top 10 R&B songs on February 28th, 1992. Let's see what we were listening to back then. Number 10. Oh, that's my favorite Tevin Campbell song of all time. That is my favorite Tevin Campbell song. Tell me what you want me to do. Tevin, tell me what you want me to do. Tevin don't owe me nothing for this song, ever. This is by far, easily, my very favorite. My very favorite Tevin Campbell song. To me, after this song, Tevin didn't owe me nothing. Love this song. Love Tevin was singing his fucking face off. Singing his face off. I didn't really care for Don't Be Afraid. I remember this being on the Juice soundtrack, Don't Be Afraid by Aaron Hall. I ain't care for this song. It was real New Jack swing-ish. You could tell it was produced probably by Teddy Riley. I ain't really care for it at all. I did not care for this. I remember the song vividly from the Juice soundtrack. But I ain't really care for this song. Keep It Coming. Keep It Coming was just okay. Keith Sweat, this wasn't my favorite Keith Sweat song. I remember Keep It Coming. I remember this song. I ain't really care for it. I wasn't the biggest of Keith Sweat fans anyway. But Keep It Coming certainly wasn't in my top songs. Okay. We got Vanessa Williams. Hey, welcome to the comfort zone. Mhm. When you need to be loved like you need to be, welcome to the comfort zone. And everything around that turns you on and on and on. Come on now. That was that Vanessa Williams album that was sickening. This whole album was sickening, but the Comfort Zone was a whole bop. Okay. This song was a whole bop. The Comfort Zone by Vanessa Williams was Shanice, I'm Crying. Now I remember this wasn't a very I'm surprised it's at number 6, but it didn't get a lot of shelf life. But I remember this song. Shanice is a ballad, slow song. As Shanice is over there singing Heaven Down. Do you hear me? Shanice was over there singing Heaven Down. I'm still mad that her career didn't do what it should have done because Mama could sing her fucking face off. Okay. She was singing the house down. Let's be clear. She was singing Heaven Down. Go listen to it. I remember this song vividly by Shanice. It's a slow ballad, and Mama sings her face off on this ballad. Y'all know Shanice got a whole range. Her daughter can sing too. Oh, okay. I never heard her daughter. I'm gonna have to go look her up. Number 5. Baby, hold on to me. Gerald Levert featuring his daddy, Eddie Levert. See, I'm the special kind. I told you 1,000 times, baby, hold on to me. You had both of them on one song. Can't you tell me anything? Anything. You know Eddie Levert gonna holler at you. You had Gerald on there trying to be all smooth, and Eddie was gonna holler at you. You know Eddie ain't play around. Eddie was old school, okay? Eddie was gonna holler at some point. Was mm-hmm. He was absolutely gonna holler at some point. Baby, hold on to me. Gerald Levert featuring his daddy. Now, this was the one time that Boys to Men got a little nasty with it. Remember this? I was like, shouldn't Jodeci be singing this? Not Boys to Men. They was trying to be all nasty and stuff. Child, it was a whole bop. The girls loved it. They finally liked the fact that Boys to Men was getting out, wasn't trying to be the good old boys. Now, they was just trying to portray the good old boys. Let's be clear. Wanye was fucking everything moving. They say Wanye was round there fucking everything moving back in them days, child. Child. I remember this song, honey. Child. Child. You and your college boyfriend had a time with this song? Mm-hmm. You got any kids born later in any of your kids born in 92? Ravine? Mm-hmm. Child. Child. The girls got themselves all wet, hot, and bothered when they did this song, honey. Because see, Boys to Men always had Michael that had the deep voice. Jodeci ain't had nobody that had a deep voice like Michael. But Boys to Men did. Child. Number 3, probably my second favorite Prince song. My favorite Prince song is also on this album, which is The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. But my second favorite album is Diamonds and Pearl. If you know Prince, Prince, each album was like a different genre of music. And so this album was his R&B album. Cause this had this most beautiful girl in the world and everything. I love this song. Couldn't mean can I give you diamonds and pearls? Would you be a happy boy or a girl? If I could, I would give you the world. Cause all I can do is just offer you my love. D to the I to the A to the M. O to the N to the D to the pearls of love. Remember that part? D to the I to the A to the M, M, N, N, N. O to the N to the D to the pearls of love. Oh, oh. It'll be the day you hear me sing. I would go away. That woman was singing on this song. Could I give you diamonds and pearl? That woman was singing on this song. Girl, I'm gonna listen to this when I get off of here. When I go get my crabs, because I'm going to get some crabs today. Donate to the crab fund because we are going to get crabs today. However, I will be playing diamonds and pearls when I go get my crabs. Number 2, baby, won't you just stay? Ow, speaking of Jodeci, for a little while, baby, won't you just stay? Come on now. Yep, 3-inch heels and ass out, and ass out. You got to sing it with a little stank on it. You got to. You can't sing songs regular. You got to add your own stank on it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Baby, won't you just stay for a little while? Baby, won't you just stay, child? This song had black women and girls in a motherfucking chokehold. This song right here had black teenage girls and black young women in a goddamn chokehold. Child. Not you would sound like a whole yodeler. Child, baby, listen. You could not get away from this song. It was a great hook. It was a great verse. It was a great beat. Listen. It was a great song. Well, you know, Casey and JoJo were the real singers. Listen. I'm just saying, baby, they had the women's. If you had XX chromosome and had melanin back and was alive during this time, yeah, this song had you in a chokehold. Did. Mm-hmm. Not Jay singing love song in case he was beating on him. Was he beating on him? Yeah, I thought he ain't started beating on him till later in the 90s. I don't know if he was beating on him this early. Back in 92. Maybe he was. I don't know, honey. You did have to pick a side, Jodeci. Well, you pick boys to men around your parents, and you pick Jodeci at school. See, that's how it went. It was boys to men when you was around your parents, but it was Jodeci when you was at school. Let's be clear. And the number one song on February 28th, 1992 was Do You Remember when we fell in love? We were young and innocent then. Do you remember how it all began? I'm just saying. It was Michael Jackson. Remember, the video came on regular net. They had a whole network television debut of this song. Eddie Murphy was the Pharaoh. Iman, was that Iman who was who was Nefertiti or the Queen? You had Michael Jackson. You had great graphics with Michael Jackson turned into dust and stuff. You had the whole dance break and everything. The video was epic. It was at the time. It was must see TV. You even had fucking Magic Johnson in the video, and this was around the time we found out Magic Johnson had HIV. Hold on for just one moment, y'all. Hold on one moment. Somebody at my door. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to I forgot I had a package coming. But no, that was not four for four. That was a package at the door. Lord. Four for four is not coming over here this weekend. Somebody else is coming over here this weekend. Is I'm gonna get my crabs, eat my crabs, and then invite him over. I might let him stay tonight. Baby, won't you just stay? Let's look at the top 10 songs. Let's go back through the top 10 songs from February 28th, 1992. Number 10. Tell me what you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do. My love is always here for you. Oh, oh, oh. I got to listen to this song too. Don't Be Afraid, number 9. Don't Be Afraid, Aaron Hall. Number 10 would Tell Me What You Want Me to Do by Tevin. Number 10, Keep It Coming, Keith Sweat. I'm sorry, number 8, Keep It Coming, Keith Sweat. Number 7, The Comfort Zone by Vanessa Williams. Number 6, I'm Crying by Shanice. Number 5, Gerald Levert featuring Eddie Levert. Baby, hold on to me. Mhm. Number 4, Ah, Boys to Men. Ah. Number 3, Can I Give You Diamonds and Pearls? Prince and the New Power Generation. Diamonds and Pearls. Number 2, Stay, Jodeci. And the number 1 song on February 28th, 1992, Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. Mhm. And now it's time for our rap and hip hop hits. What year do you believe we're doing for our rap and hip hop hits? It won't be 1992. At least we know that. 2019. No, it is not 2019. 1982. 19. DPG got it. The year is 1998. The year is 1998. Let's look at the top 10 songs from 1990, top 5 rap and hip hop songs from 1998. Father by LL Cool J. I remember this song. I didn't really care for it. I don't know how I made it to the top 5, but I didn't really care for it. It was just all right. It really didn't do a whole lot for me. Okay. It really didn't do a whole lot for me. Father by LL Cool J is number 5. Number 4. Now this song, Dangerous. Flip mode squad is dangerous. 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 I remember this. I remember the video. I remember the song. I remember him busting through the windshield of their car. And so I just remember this video. This song was kind of everywhere. My whole entire team is dangerous. I remember this song. Hmm. I vividly remember this song. It was everywhere. You couldn't get away from this song. This was 1998, Ravine. Um, Number 4, I've been around the world. I've been around the world. Yeah, this was right after Biggie died. This is a year, about almost a year after the death of Biggie. And Puffy was every fucking where. You couldn't get away from him. He wasn't shit. And he was making millions and millions and millions of dollars on the back of Notorious B.I.G. at this point. Hmm. He was. And number 2 was Getting Jiggy With It. Nah, 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 Getting Jiggy With It. You know the look, Getting Jiggy With It. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 Getting Jiggy With It. Nah, 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 nah. I hated this song. I really did. I just really hated this song. I hated the song. I hated the dance. I was like, really, Will Smith? Like, this shit is so cheesy and corny. Made a lot of money though, because white people felt like, yeah, oh, we can get into this rap stuff. You know, it was songs like this in 1998 that started making the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains believe that, yeah, we can get into this rap stuff. Child, a mess. A mess. And the number one song, R&B and hip hop song of on February 28th, uh, uh, um, 98 was. And if it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit probably would be going on. So tell me where you from, Uptown, baby. Uptown, baby. On the grind, baby. On the grind, baby. So if it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit probably never would be going on. So tell me where you from, Uptown, baby. Isn't that what this song is? That's not this song. That is this song. I'm just saying. Yeah, Lord Tariq Peter Guns, Deja Vu. Hmm. Hmm. Dirty feet ass Peter Guns. Yep. Now we know, and now we hate him. We do. I mean, we loved the song at the time, Miss Bay thing. I ain't gonna hold you. The song, we loved it. I get this was before Love and Hip Hop New York. Yep. 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 This before we knew what he had going on. Yeah. Hmm. So unfortunate. That was another annoying song. Child. I was in my R&B bag at this time. There was some rap, but I was in my R&B bag at this time. And those are our top 5 R&B songs. Let's go back. Let's go back from number 5. Top 5 R&B. I'm not R&B. Top 5 rap songs of 1998 on February 28th. Father by LL Cool J, number 5. Number 4, Dangerous by Busta Rhymes. Number 3, Been Around the World, Puff Daddy and the Family featuring Notorious B.I.G. and Mace. Number 2, Getting Jiggy With It, Will Smith. And number 1, Deja Vu, Uptown Baby. That's about Lord Tariq and Peter Guns. It's time for our video breakdowns. We have several video breakdowns today. We have several video breakdowns today. Here's the first video breakdown.
Some interesting facts for you. So, it takes 7 seconds for food to pass from the mouth to the stomach. A human hair can hold 3 kilograms. The length of a penis is 3 times longer than the thumb. The femur is hard as concrete. A woman's heart beats faster than a man's. Women blink 2 times as much as men. We use 300 muscles just to keep our balance when we stand. And a woman has listened to all of this while a man is still looking at his thumb.
First of all, ma'am, the length of the penis is not 3 times the length of your thumb. That's not true. Very not true. If that was the case, 4 for 4 would be doable. And my ex, and I've seen his thumbs are not that long. As long as his dick is, no, his thumbs are not that long, honey. He got short thumbs and he got a whole third leg. I don't know what the rest of the stuff she said. You know, I do have XY chromosome. Now, some of y'all probably sitting in the room with y'all boyfriend, husband, bust down, looking at his thumbs too. Don't make it like it's just us men, because the next time you see your husband, your man, your boyfriend, you sure go look at his thumbs. It's not true. Don't believe it. It's not true. It's not. Just wanted to give you that heads up. It's not true. Here's our next video breakdown.
Man, you know what? In honor of Black History Month, as we're winding down on February, just because it's Black History Month does not mean that Black history is going to stop. And on top of that, I'm representing all Black HBCUs, baby. But this picture is beyond diabolical, and I'm going to show a video at the end. So apparently, it looks like this is long distance, and this colonizing kid is from Grambling State University. Well, that's where he runs and decided to commit to. And this guy goes to FAMU. But when I tell you, this look said it all. It said, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm hot. On Black History Month, and it's at the end. Fam, when I tell you homeboy was straight struggling for his life, struggling. And at the end, homeboy had a lot of energy left to approach homeboy as if he wanted to get nucky if he bucked. But when I tell you that his coach held him back, like, son, if you had so much energy at the end to try and fight or provoke this young man who beat you in the last probably 100 meter, 150 meter, then that tell me you didn't have a lot of fight in you on that track. Here's the video. Tell me what you think.
The real niggas, this is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas. This is for the niggas. This is for the niggas.
White boy, you didn't want no parts of that you didn't want no parts of that young man from FAMU. White boy, you didn't want no parts at all of that young man from FAMU. Do you hear me, white boy? You didn't want no parts. The way you was about to get your ass monkey stomped, child. Gabby says she glad she didn't make the decision to go grab it. Well, then there's that. Y'all do be talking about 4 for 4 so bad. Here's our next video breakdown.
Only Black people can tell you, you better do something that you're already currently doing as a compliment to what you're doing. Only Black people can tell you, listen, and not have anything to say. Only Black people can ask, who made this? And puts the entire room on pins and needles because they don't know if it's going to be a compliment or a criticism after the question. Only Black people can figure out what your dad's name is because he gave you his name and he added an A to the end because you're a girl. Only Black people can give you unsolicited advice, and when you don't accept it, tell you, well, I ain't telling you nothing else. Only Black people can show up to a function late and still get mad that it's not starting on time. And I love every second of it.
Is that what we do? Now, the whole part about me knowing your daddy name because they stuck an A at the end, I do that. Yeah, that might apply. That might apply. Not Rakima's. I don't know no Rakima. Child. I know a lot of Antonias and Ericas. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Child. I know a Cedrica. Mm-hmm. I do know a Cedrica. And her daddy name is Cedric. Paula, maybe. You know what? Let me next video breakdown. Y'all not gonna have me thinking about all of this.
Damn, 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 damn. Now, damn, Tucker. This one's got stash and ass. She's wearing that, but he's packing that. Even Bo is thick. Damn. So in this drill, they just bitch slap blue things and run around like that. Wake up, black man. Who is Mr. Rogers? You clumsy Tonka truck, catch that ball. Owen better go and run fast. You fool, what did I just say? Now they're jumping. Now in this drill, dumpy asses are gonna run around this hula hoop. I don't know why. It's basically like summer. Wow. Oh, you're not gonna make it through this show. Who the hell is that? Who the hell is that? Who the hell is that? Whoever suggested these shorts deserves a raise. Who the hell is that? Let me do that. Who the hell is that? That, and that white one in the corner. He knows Jerry. Give me some money.
Shout out to the combine going on right now. And shout out to my little baby cousin who's at the combine right now, being subjected to all of the garbage that they subject you to, like we back in the slave trade. But shout out to my little cousin who is currently at the NFL combine. I'm proud of him. He is slated to go top 10 in the NFL draft, and I am proud of him. So shout out to him. Here's our next video breakdown. We got a lot of these today.
Enough of you have tagged me. I am now forced to respond. Let's go to the comments. Does it really need to be said? Are we all pretty much on the same page with this one? Yeah. That takes balls. By the size of the necklace, I'd say it took both of them. Get a load of this. I think it's a French designer called Bukake. I've been giving these out for years. The meme game was also pretty tight. And special thanks to Tank for her audio styling during all of my reels. You good girl.
Well, let me see this again. Hold on.
Enough of you have tagged me.
So somebody really thought this was a good idea to have a necklace. They're calling it a themed around a water splash. Baby, that's a pearl necklace that y'all got people. I'm not doing this with y'all. I cannot. I literally cannot. No, I wouldn't wear that nut necklace. Look at this. Look at Gabby. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at her. Child. A mess. No, I wouldn't wear that mess. Here's our next video breakdown.
What's the gayest thing you've ever done?
This nigga right here, I ate that nigga ass.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Elijah Rose.
Like no gay shit, but like we wanted to see how that shit felt. Cause like, you know when they say a nigga's G-spot is in their ass, we had to see how it felt.
You said we as in we?
Yeah,
as in like,
I know. I know, but like.
So you got your ass ate by a boy.
I'm never gonna see you again, so it don't matter. But like, we just did it to each other to see how it felt.
Are you dead ass?
What's wrong with that? So you telling me you ain't never did no gay shit with a nigga just to see how it felt?
These are Xavier's people. Xavier, explain your people. These are your people, Xavier. It's your people. I think that's that monkey app that people be using. Anyway, here's our next video breakdown. Wait, Let me pause that so y'all can read it, okay? I'm pausing this so y'all can read it before y'all see the rest of the video. Let me take a moment to pause it. All right. Everybody read it. Everybody had a chance. All right. Everybody done read it. All right. Here we go.
We're at a red light. I can't go. I got a red light.
Oh my god.
What is there something? Is there something wrong with the car? What the okay. What the okay, you know what? Just go. Go around me.
Oh my god.
Pull over.
I need to go to the dollar store.
I don't care. I gotta pull over.
I still need to go.
I really want to do this to somebody. I really want to do this to someone. So they never we got to try this on somebody, okay? I really need to do this to somebody. Because we know we got some people that got real anger issues, especially in the car. I might not need to do it with the people I know because they might be done shot some damn body or got out the car and tried to fight somebody. Road rage is real. And I would do this to somebody, and they'll be done shot somebody or started fighting somebody. I found it very humorous. Okay. I gotta try this on somebody. Here's our last video breakdown of the day.
Was there ever a decision that made you question your life?
Sometimes when I eat the wrong vagina,
I beg your pardon.
and then my tongue be itching for like about a week, that's when I question, like, why would I even I just met her in the club. Why would I do that in the club bathroom? You understand? Those are the only decisions that I'm like, damn, it made me question my life. But then, nigga, you just drink the pain away. Don Julio kills all germs. And then next week I end up doing the same thing with another girl or whatever.
You're part of the problem.
The fact that he said vagina, I knew it was all downhill from there. I'm just saying, when he said vagina, I knew it was all downhill from there. And those are our video breakdowns of the day. It is now time. Oh, God, I'm so hungry. Yes, Lord. It's time for our palate cleansers on the way out. While the palate cleansers are going, you can feel free to donate to the platform. While we have the palate cleansers going, please consider this your time to donate to the platform. We have worked hard over here, and we'd love to not work for free. We don't work for free. Here's our palate cleansers for the day. Oh. Oh, so we starting good today. Interesting. I was trying to create it yesterday, Trace, and it was giving me grief. So I'm gonna try and do it again today. Hey, Harold. Sir, I can see your whole meat through this, sir. I can see your whole dick through these pants. And I know you probably ain't bathed in how long? You got on Ethicas too? Bad combination. We don't want it. Now that one I might want. I might want that one. Them some big lips, sir. And a big isn't that the guy from All the Queen's Men? That look like him. That look like the guy from All the Queens of Men. Why everybody looking down at us? That means we on our knees or something? What y'all trying to say? Ma'am, that's not cute for you to be eating ramen noodles or whatever the hell that is you eating. You thought that was cute? You thought you was giving? Mm. Mm. You don't get on your knees because you're a lady? I wish I could say the same, but unfortunately I can't. Okay. Hey, pretty lady. Hey, Mark. Mark is built like a brick house. He got a long slab of beef, too. Mm. Mark do like to get his back cracked. Mm. All we need to do is work on that haircut, sir. Get you in the chair for a good barber. You'll be right. Hey, pretty lady. Sir, I can almost see your whole dick here. Family programming. Family programming. Oh. Everybody looking down and stuff. Oh, sorry. Mm. Sir, I can see your whole dickhead. The whole thing. He looks short. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you pass today, sir. But if I look hard enough, I can see your dickhead too. But we're gonna give you a pass today. Can I come ride your bike? Mm-hmm. Child. Oh, hey, pretty man. Hey, pretty lady. You cute. Mm. What's this down here? You cute too. You look like what? How the kids say? Take me through that. Isn't that what the kids say? You gonna take me through that, sir? Mm. Hmm. I see something poking out. Okay. Hmm. Dear God. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. We got some nice little palette cleansers here. I see it. I see y'all. Sir, what you feeling on? What are you touching? What are you feeling on? Mm-hmm. Watch somebody say I'm going way too fast. All right. I don't want you holding that thing though. That thing look like it got algae and all kinds of stuff on it. And then you're gonna try and put your hands on me after you held on that thing. You cute though. You cute too. Hmm. Hey man. I told you about showing these people our stuff. This ain't for everybody, man. Let me get you off screen real fast. Look, I don't need people looking at my man like that. That was the whole dossier for Silly Saturday. We made it through. Now I can finally go get me something to eat. I ain't ate all day. I will be hosting, apparently, drag race today. So the drag race panel will be hosted over here today. So y'all, I'm not sure what time yet. I gotta ask the people, but just look for it. Okay. Look for it. So anyway. But yeah. Why is everybody sending me stuff? Anyway, we'll be back here to this evening. I don't know what time. What time is it now? I'm thinking maybe like 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock. We'll be live to do RuPaul's Drag Race. Have your notifications on, and then you won't miss the live. But me and the crew will be here today doing RuPaul's Drag Race. Did you enjoy yourself today? If you enjoyed yourself today, go ahead and put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know if you enjoyed Silly Saturday today. Silly Saturday today. Yeah, we'll be back on later this afternoon or this evening, I should say. Chase in Atlanta is probably going to be tomorrow. We were supposed to do it last night, but I think on Really B's channel, but I think she fell asleep because me and Abby was looking for her. I think she fell asleep. So that'll probably be tomorrow. And we'll probably have traders tomorrow as well. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Thank you all so much for being here with me. I'm going to go get my crabs. Last minute effort for those people who do want to contribute to the platform. There you go. There you go. If not, we'll be here later. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all joyfully. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time.